Amazon shipments are just down that drastically. So this is going to affect about 4% of their workforce. And why are Amazon shipments down so much? Well, obviously people aren't purchasing as much. I've heard some people throw around tariffs. I've heard people throw around the economy, and all of those things could be true. But is this necessarily a bad thing if people are now buying things locally? Also, during the pandemic, Amazon is one of the few places that actually increased their sales. Their profitability during that time went up 220% because obviously everyone was at home and ordering stuff from home. During this same time, a lot of local small businesses, restaurants, mom and pop stores, a lot of them were struggling and still haven't made it all the way back.
Hello guys, welcome back to Inside Republic. On today's video, we'll be talking about UPS layoffs. UPS has announced a significant layoff as part of a broader cost-cutting strategy, is citing declining package volumes, automation efforts, and a shifting economic landscape. Kindly like and share this video, subscribe and follow for more videos like this. And to show us some extra love, you can send us some super thanks. We'll truly appreciate that. Now let's watch the following video clips.
Breaking, UPS just announced that it will be cutting 20,000 jobs due to tariffs. High tariffs means fewer packages sent, which means UPS needs fewer workers. Many companies that use UPS to ship have already informed it that they are looking to cut costs this year. And amongst those is its largest customer, Amazon. Amazon has already started to raise prices, which means that people are buying less. On top of the 20,000 jobs that UPS will be cutting this year, it already cut 12,000 jobs late last year, bringing the total to 32,000 jobs lost. Overall, UPS will pay $500 million in severance and other related costs to these layoffs. But even with those $500 million in cost, it expects to save $3.5 billion from cutting all these workers and from getting rid of certain buildings that it owns and operates. UPS has also refused to issue profit estimates for the year, saying that it's just too difficult with all the uncertainty around tariffs.
Hey maggots! UPS just announced they're laying off 20,000 people by the end of June 2025. They said due to the tariffs and the economy, people are not shopping, and this has affected their biggest customer, Amazon. So they are laying off 20,000 people by the end of June, just in a few months. This is what you voted for. This is making America great, right? No? Yeah? You still on that dumpy pants train, aren't you? That Kool-Aid's strong. That Kool-Aid's strong.
UPS just announced that they're cutting 20,000 jobs. I'm not going to panic just yet. When they cut jobs from the post office, that's when I'll start panicking. Them motherfuckers will hire anybody. I worked at the post office for 3 years, on and off, because they kept letting me come back. You could literally walk into a post office right now. No badge, not have put in an application, didn't even take the test. They won't even know who you are. They'll just put you to work. They'll be like, hey, you'll take Route 20? You'll take C18? Yeah, we need you to go ahead and take these packages that's sitting right here. You ain't even got to take one of the trucks. If you got a car big enough, they'll throw it in the back of your car. I've taken my car plenty of times on routes. They be like, oh, you driving the journey today? Yeah. Go ahead and take Route 3 and go ahead and load up C22 because we going to need you to take them routes. I promise you, when they start making cuts, that's when it's time to be scared. That's when it's time to panic because they'll let anybody work there. Anybody. They'll let a dog work there. They'll let a cricket that jumped in through the door work at the post office. I promise you, anybody can work at the post office. So when they start making cuts, that's when it's time to panic because them folks don't care. They'll pay you as long as you work. They may not pay you accurately. They may not pay you on time, but they're going to pay you eventually.
So first off, they actually made an announcement earlier this year that they were planning on closing 10% of the facilities by 2028. This was due to restructuring the company, getting rid of Amazon. This was an announcement. However, yesterday's announcement's a little different. So the company's citing two reasons, according to their earnings call, that happened recently. One of them being they're getting rid of 10% of their Amazon volume, and the other one is massive disruptions in the supply chain. Again, I've said this plenty of times, guys, but if you want to know the future of transportation, look to the longshoremen, because what do we deliver? Commodities, trinkets, toys, goods, all of that stuff. Guess where it comes from? I think you know. She also said that while Amazon is the largest customer, it's not that profitable. So let's talk about those numbers. So total, Amazon accounted for 20 to 25% of the total volume of UPS. Now, however, they were only about 12% of UPS's total revenue, okay, which was about $10.7 billion. So basically, they announced the layoffs. They also said that because all of the uncertainty in the market, they have stopped with their predictions. And this triggered a response from the workers, because obviously 20,000 workers getting pulled, that's 20,000 livelihoods. That directly affects the union. Union President Sean O'Brien had this to say: UPS is obligated to create 30,000 Teamster jobs under our current national agreement. If the company makes any attempt to violate our contract, UPS will be in for a hell of a fight. Yes, so there was an agreement in the contract that we were supposed to get new jobs by bringing in more volume from the post office, etc.
Fewer packages are being shipped, especially from Amazon, their biggest customer. Amazon has been shifting to its own delivery network, meaning less business for some time now. UPS says this is a part of major cost-cutting strategy as demand slows and competition heats up right now. UPS has around 490,000 workers across 200 countries, so this cut affects about 4% of the global workforce. It's a big move that shows how much the shipping game is changing, and with tariff and all, if Amazon keeps pulling back, more cuts could come to UPS. And if these tariffs keep fluctuating, it's going to be big trouble.
Now, the reason they're laying these people off is because the number of deliveries are dropping drastically. They're not exactly sure how far it's going to drop, but it's enough to where they're laying off 20,000 people to start with. And this is all due to the tariffs that are making imports so expensive that Amazon, other companies, they've pulled back from their contracts with UPS on deliveries. So they don't need those delivery drivers anymore. So they're going to be laid off and in the job market. Now, this is just the first big company that's coming out in the delivery services that is cutting their workforce. Now, we know Americans, we love products to be delivered to our front door. Well, it looks like it's going to be harder to get those things now that 20,000 less drivers are on the road
because of Donald Trump's tariffs. UPS gets a large portion of their business, their delivery business, from Amazon. Amazon, because of the tariffs, are seeing a great reduction, and if you look at the prices, you'll see why, in the shipments that are being requested for Amazon. So they know they're going to need less, so therefore UPS is laying off 20,000 now. It may be more later when all these other businesses slow down. More and more and more, thanks to Donald Trump's tariffs. All of these tariffs are unnecessary. They do nothing to help the economy. They do nothing to help Americans. They're going to cost us jobs. They're going to be detrimental to people. And it's all thanks to Donald Trump and his infinite wisdom, which is clearly it's infinite. It's so infinite we can't even see it.
And many outlets are blaming the tariffs. Well, this has nothing to do with the tariffs because no executive team of such a big company works on knee-jerk reaction, meaning that they just go, the market goes, there's a condition in the market, and they go react to it and make this drastic change. They don't do that because they have to go through the union. They have to go through a whole different process to lay off these individuals. UPS is not the kind of company that runs on greed per se, that they will go ahead and just start letting people go. This has been a long time coming. This is all Amazon fault. If you want to point finger, go Jeff Bezos, Amazon type deal. Why was that? Amazon been hiring their own drivers. They've been having their own delivery teams and their whole delivery system that is apart from UPS. So therefore, since a lot of their shipping is not done through UPS has lost that business, because Amazon is keeping that business within themselves. Therefore, this has been an issue, and that was the cause of the effect of these layoffs. So, and this is just business, and sadly, that's how the cookie crumble.
Forbes magazine just reported that UPS is laying off 20,000 people because they're not getting Amazon packages anymore. People aren't getting things shipped anymore. This is how this administration starts to dismantle the United States Postal Service. Hear me out on this. If we can't get our things because of tariffs and things aren't getting to shipyards, we are going to have less goods that are getting delivered to businesses and to direct to consumers. So what's the need for it when the largest customer of USPS is Amazon? For those of you who don't know that, they are the largest consumer of the USPS. We're going to see this administration start to dismantle them in a few months.
It was a massive recession indicator that UPS announced today that they are laying off 20,000 UPS workers, alleged citing solely due to the decrease in Amazon packages. So it's like, one, the boycott's working, yay. But two, the looming tariff, well, that's not looming, it's fucking here. But these psychotic, insane, batshit tariffs are like drawing everything to a pause, especially today where Amazon like juked them out and was like, oh, we're gonna show the price of tariffs at checkout, and then the White House was like, ah, and they were like, just kidding, but like, were you? But these price of tariff, like now, so boom, 20,000 jobs gone, 20,000 more people unemployed, which has got to be so good for the economy, right? That's gonna make things better.
The sweeping layoffs at UPS, along with the closure of 70 facilities, are sending shockwaves through working families across the country, leaving thousands unemployed with severance packages that barely cushion the blow. As mental health strains mount, the root of the issue ties back to MAGA-driven policies and mounting tariffs that have crippled consumer spending. With people buying less due to higher costs and Amazon, their biggest client, slashing package volumes, UPS is feeling the pressure. Delivery services overall are shrinking under the weight of the reduced demand and trade barriers, and this economic downturn is hitting everyday workers the hardest. That's it for today. Kindly like and share this video. Until next time, take care.